Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So I did a combined what if UK and Ireland team, cheating a little bit by not having any Englishmen, and I had already started to prepare for a Yugoslavia team because I find that historically interesting, and also the teams in that region are all incredibly strong. So I thought it'd be really interesting just to play with the idea of putting what used to be Yugoslavia together and seeing how good their team would be now. And I think we're about to see that this team would probably be challenging in semi-finals and finals in European and World Cups. It's that good. Maybe I'm being over-enthusiastic, but watch the video and let me know in the comments. And it also helped that I had quite a few comments asking for this video as well. So I understand the political complications by talking about Yugoslavia and historical ones, but we're just playing with football-related ideas here. So yeah, Yugoslavia, just for those who aren't clear, would make up modern-day Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Slovenia, Macedonia, or North Macedonia I need to say, Montenegro and Kosovo as well. So yeah, that would be the Yugoslav team. So just like I did before, I'm going to give you the starting 11 one by one. Then I'm going to give you the subs bench made up of 7 players. And then I'm going to give you some honourable mentions of players that I considered but didn't make the final cut. They'd be my reserve list. This is an ASMR video, so if I start to whisper, then it's because it's to help you fall asleep. But you can just enjoy it anyway. And I hope the black background isn't too bright on your mobile screen. Okay, so let's get started. I actually really, so you'll see later when I look at my subs bench, I did try and get as many different nationalities in the first 11 and the subs bench, so that kind of helped. Jan Oblak, I've put down Inter, but he's actually Atletico Madrid. I'm thinking of Handanovic. Handanovic would probably be my third choice. I think he's actually retired from Slovenia now, but yeah, so Jan Oblak of Slovenia, and he doesn't play for Inter, he plays for Atletico Madrid, and yeah, I would have him in goals, but it was a really, really tight call between him and my sub goalkeeper, so check out the subs later on. Okay, so that's one Slovenian. Then we've got, as you can imagine, in the first 11 there are quite a lot of Croatians. They've been to 2 semi-finals, well, 1 final of a World Cup and 1 semi-final. They came 2nd and 3rd in the last 2 World Cups, and Serbia are a really strong team. So much so I think they've actually really underachieved in recent years. So of those 2 combined, Croatia and Serbia, we've got our first Croat, and it's Sosa, who plays for Stuttgart. Actually, funny story with him. I heard he actually declared for Germany, and then when he went to get the paper signed and everything, they found out that he wasn't actually eligible. I think maybe he grew up in Germany, but yeah, so then he decided to declare for Croatia instead, as he's got the ability to play for them. If you know the full story, put it in the comment section, but yeah, I'm pretty sure one of the commentators when I was watching a World Cup game said that he was going to play for Germany. So at left back, Sosa from Stuttgart. And of course it has to be Josip Gvardiol, currently of Leipzig and Croatia. It looks a bit funny without his Zorro mask over his eyes. I forgot what his face actually looked like. I say currently of Leipzig because if Paris Saint-Germain or Barcelona, Real Madrid have their way, he's going to be playing for them in the very near future, probably. Odds on, really, to be one of the best defenders in Europe, the world, over the next 10 years. Highly, highly talented youngster. The only player at the World Cup that I saw have any sort of success against him was Messi, so you've got to be that level to get anything out of him. So Gvardiol as my first centre-back. We're doing 4-4-2, by the way. And then Stefan Savic, Atletico Madrid, formerly of Man City as well. Very reliable, tall defender. You wouldn't get into a Diego Simeone team if you weren't a good defender, even if you're a striker. So yeah, Stefan Savic from Montenegro makes the team as well. Okay, so far we've had a Slovenian, 2 Croats, and a Montenegrin. So next we're going back to Croatia. It was nearly a sort of back 5 of Croatia, to be honest with you, because frankly the fact that they got that far in the World Cup is down to their defence, and the fact that Serbia didn't get that far is down to their defence. So as we'll see later on, if at the World Cup Croatia had Serbia's attack, they would have won it, and if Serbia had Croatia's defence, they would have got to the semi-finals. So Josip Juranovic of Celtic in Scotland, Croatian, and he's at right back. Okay, so my first Serb comes in at left midfield, one of my favourite wingers in the European game at the moment, Filip Kostic. Currently plays for Juventus, of course, had that fantastic couple of seasons at Frankfurt in Germany. One season he had the most crosses of any player in any top league in Europe. So, and he's also super quick, so he gets these crosses in by getting past the opposition with ease. He's got so much pace. I watched him for Juve a couple of weeks back, just before the World Cup. Maybe it was like the last game or the last but one game. I watched Juve play and he was sensational. He basically won the game by himself practically. So Kostic makes it in as my first Serb. And of course, we can't leave him out, can we? How old is this guy now? Is he like, if Gareth Bale is 33, he must be 34, 35 maybe? So Luka Modric, formerly of Spurs, of course, currently Real Madrid, and Croatian hero, captain, Ballon d'Or winner, done a lot really, apart from lifting the World Cup, unfortunately. So yeah, definitely Luka Modric with ease, probably the first name on the entire list in at my first centre midfield role. And next to him, what a powerhouse these two would be. Milinkovic-Savic from Lazio. If Lazio don't get into the Champions League this year, which at the minute they're outside of the spots, I just think, is he ever going to be picked up by a real top? I know Lazio are a really good side, but this guy should have a trophy cabinet. I'm a massive fan. I don't know if you can tell. So yeah, Milinkovic-Savic for Serbia. Sorry, I didn't put that down. Serbia and Lazio. And yeah, he's sitting next to Modric in my 4-4-2. So who's on the right-hand side then? It's actually going to be neither Croat nor Serbian. It's going to be from Kosovo. He grew up in Sweden, actually. Arber Zeneli. And he plays in France for Rennes. He is a really good winger. Fast, scores lots of goals as well. I can see him in the next. He's quite young. I think he's still younger than 24, 22, 23, 24. And I can see him being picked up by a bigger side in the next couple of years. So, it does help. I was looking for a non-Croat/Serbian. But yeah, he fits the bill. He's got lots and lots of ability in that sense. Similar in a way to Kulusevski. Kulusevski, of course, probably could have made this list, but he did choose to play for Sweden after all. But obviously with his name, you can guess that he and players in Sweden like him, like Ibrahimovic, who would have played for Bosnia, chose Sweden, which is absolutely fine. So yeah, Zeneli from Kosovo makes right midfield. Okay, so we got a 4-4-2, so there's two strikers, and to be honest with you, it was pretty easy for me. As I hinted earlier on, if Croatia had had these two up front, I think they would have won the World Cup. So Dusan Vlahovic, currently of Juventus, and Serbia, of course, they picked him up from Fiorentina, and he is absolutely sensational. He is a goal machine. Tall, fast, strong. He's got literally everything. And next to him, unsurprisingly, is Aleksandar Mitrovic of Fulham, and of course Serbia as well. So in the World Cup they didn't really play the two of them together, and then for the last couple of minutes of a match they needed to, and they did, and they played a lot better. So I was disappointed. I was really looking forward to them, but the manager just didn't want to put them both on the pitch at the same time, unfortunately, but they would be unstoppable together up front, in my opinion. Okay, so if you've got any arguments so far, wait a second, see who's on the bench, and then we'll do honourable mentions after that. Okay, bench. So I wanted to be a little bit more diverse. I still have 2 Croatians, but the rest are from the other nations. So Livakovic, obviously he was in the running. One of the best, probably the second best goalkeeper in the World Cup, after the Argentinian goalkeeper, Martinez. So Livakovic, almost single-handedly with all those penalty shootouts, got them to the 3rd place. I put Dinamo Zagreb, but there's lots of rumours of, Bayern Munich have been interested, etc., etc. So watch this space. A centre-back, I've got 2, Jaka Biol of Udinese, and the Slovenian national football team. So it's our second Slovenian. Reliable defender, used to play in the Russian division for CSKA Moscow. Centre-back, I've seen him play at right-back as well, Rahmani from Kosovo, currently at table-topping Napoli in the Italian Serie A. Having a wonderful season. I watched him play the other day and he was fantastic, very reliable. Not easy to fill Koulibaly, who has gone to Chelsea's shoes, but he's doing a good job. In central midfield, I chose Elmas from North Macedonia, also playing for Napoli and having a sensational season. And yeah, definitely cannot leave out Mateo Kovacic from Chelsea. In midfield, just the battery of the team, really, isn't he? Goes forwards, goes backwards, doesn't stop running for the whole 90 minutes. And then as a tricky winger, I really like, and I've liked him for a number of years now, Rashica. He currently plays for Fenerbahce in Turkey, but he has played in the English division for Norwich. I don't think it was a particularly good time. And he played for, I think it was Werder Bremen or Wolfsburg, which one? Werder Bremen, I think, in Germany as well. And I think he's played in France. And I believe he started off as a youngster. I used to buy him all the time on FIFA from somewhere in the Netherlands. I'm trying to think which team was it, Heerenveen, somewhere like that. And up front there's not much competition really. Edin Dzeko from Bosnia and Herzegovina, currently playing for Inter, currently playing brilliantly for Inter. I watched Inter beat Napoli the other week, and it was Dzeko who scored, and Dzeko did everything. He, even at his later stage in his career, is still fantastic, absolutely amazing. So I don't think he could start, well, maybe he could. He played practically the whole game for Inter. Yeah, he's brilliant. So for me, he definitely gets on the bench. And then honourable mention, so this would be my reserve call-up list for injuries. We've got Ristovski, captain of North Macedonia, who plays for Dinamo Zagreb in Croatia. Then I chose Montenegrin and Lazio player Marušić as centre-back. Also, like over 50 caps, very reliable centre-back. Left-back, former Arsenal and Schalke player, now playing for Marseille, which I spelt wrong. And he's Bosnian, Kolasinac. and Pjanic. Do you know what? I really had to struggle. Would I put Pjanic in the start? He's 32 now and he's moved to the UAE. He's playing for Sharjah. But of course he used to play for Juve and he used to play for Barca. So I think if it was maybe a year ago, I probably would have had to put him in at least on the bench, if not in the starting lineup. So yeah, Pjanic, and then Bardi from North Macedonia, now playing for Trabzonspor. Another reliable midfielder, and another, maybe I'm a bit biased on this, Bersancellina used to play for my team, Swansea City. The last time I went to see Swansea, actually, he scored a cracking goal against Birmingham. He's moved on to Kasımpaşa, in Turkey, and he is on the Kosovan national team. And then a player that I always buy on FIFA, actually, Verbic, currently plays for Panathinaikos, but for years and years he played for Dinamo Kiev. So he's a Slovenian international, very good winger, lots of goals in him. And lastly, from the Kosovan national team, Vedat Muriqi, who currently plays for Mallorca, but he did play for, I think, Lazio for quite a while. So he's played at the top level for some time, and he's a proven goal scorer, and I think he has scored quite a lot of goals for Kosovo as well. So he makes the team, well, the sort of reserve team. So yeah, so we've got North Macedonia, Montenegro, Bosnia, North Macedonia, Kosovo, Slovenia, Kosovo. So yeah, I hope I sort of balanced them out a little bit, not having too many Croatians and Serbs. But this is the point where you drop me a comment and you tell me who you would have chosen, and if I'm completely crazy. I can't believe you left so-and-so on the bench, or you didn't even mention so-and-so. So I did quite a lot of homework for this. I really hope I didn't forget anyone important. I nearly forgot Pjanic. Yeah, tell me what you would have done. And I really have taken lots of notes from the last video. So people who have an idea of a video to do in the future, also drop me a comment. If I get a lot of the same that I had before, then I'll definitely start planning those videos. So if you want, for example, someone mentioned, there's one I really like the idea of, a European Union team. I think in the works is a USA, Canada, Mexico team in celebration of the next World Cup. And I was thinking about maybe a Soviet Union team or something like that. Maybe even a best, sort of historical, best ever UK team. So you'll have, for example, Alan Shearer with Ryan Giggs and George Best, for example, and Kenny Dalglish. So I think I might try and do that one as well. Any other ideas you got, please pass them on. I love this concept, so I really hope you are enjoying these videos. And at least, you might get relaxed by them if I'm completely wrong or not. Whether you agree with me or not, I hope they're nice and relaxing. So please do drop a comment and a like. And I'll see you for the next installment. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. And I will see you all really, really soon. Thank you.